May 1st, 2023. Deep within the Colombian Amazon, a small Cessna 206 aircraft sends out a Mayday alert. Engine failure, then silence. The plane, carrying 3 adults and 4 children, vanishes from radar, swallowed by the immense, unforgiving green canopy below. This isn't just a news headline. It's the beginning of an unbelievable story of survival, courage, and the power of ancient wisdom passed down through generations. On board were the 4 mucatized siblings: 13-year-old Leslie, 9-year-old Selene, 4-year-old Tia Noriel, and baby Kristen, just 11 months old. When the plane crashed, the impact was devastating. The pilot, the co-pilot, and the children's mother, Magdalena Mukutu, did not survive. For the children, the world had been torn apart. Alone, surrounded by the wreckage and the deafening sounds of the jungle, a new reality set in. The familiar embrace of their mother was gone. Now, only the daunting, endless wilderness remained. But in the heart of this tragedy, a quiet strength emerged. 13-year-old Leslie, thrust into the role of protector, knew this was not a place of certain death. For her, a member of the Huitoto indigenous people, the jungle was also a home. It was a place of spirits, of dangers, but also of life. Her grandmother had taught her the ways of the forest, lessons she never imagined she would need to survive. The first few days were a blur of grief and fear. The children stayed near the crash site, surviving on a small bag of Farina type of cassava flour that they found in the wreckage. But it wouldn't last. The jungle demanded they move, adapt, or perish. Leslie knew they needed water. She listened for the sound of streams, her ears attuned to the subtle language of the forest. She led her siblings away from the grim scene of the crash, taking their first tentative steps into a 40-day ordeal. Their journey was a relentless battle against the elements. The Amazon is a world of constant dampness, teeming with life, both wondrous and lethal. Every day was a fight for sustenance. Leslie, drawing on the knowledge passed down from her elders, identified edible fruits like the wild passion fruit and the siege palm fruit. She showed her younger siblings which plants were safe, which berries were poisonous. They drank from streams, but always with caution, aware that clear water could still harbor unseen dangers. The nights were the hardest. The jungle transforms after sunset, becoming a realm of unseen predators. Jaguars, anacondas, and venomous spiders patrolled the darkness. The incessant buzz of mosquitoes was a constant torment, each bite a potential carrier of malaria or dengue fever. Leslie built makeshift shelters from palm leaves, trying to keep her siblings dry and huddled together for warmth and a fragile sense of security. She held baby Kristen close. A tiny life, completely dependent on her care. A constant, fragile reminder of what was at stake. During their time in the wild, Kristen even celebrated her first birthday, a milestone marked not with cake and candles, but with the quiet determination of a sister who refused to give up. While the children fought for their lives, one of the largest search and rescue operations in Colombia's history was unfolding. Operation Hope, it was called. Over 150 soldiers and dozens of indigenous trackers from local tribes scoured the dense terrain. Helicopters flew overhead, blasting a recorded message from the children's grandmother, her voice pleading in the Huitoto language for them to stay in one place. Search parties left survival kits filled with food and water, hoping the children would find them. Days turned into weeks! The searchers found tantalizing clues. A small footprint in the mud, a half-eaten piece of fruit, a baby's bottle, a pair of scissors. These signs were heartbreakingly small against the vastness of the jungle, but they were proof. Proof that the children were alive. Proof that they were moving! Hope flickered, but the sheer scale of the Amazon was overwhelming. For every step forward, the jungle seemed to push back twice as hard. For Leslie and his siblings, the emotional toll was immense. The grief for their mother was a constant ache. Fear was a shadow that never left their side. The younger children cried. They were hungry, they were tired. Leslie had to be more than a sister. She had to be a leader, a mother, a source of unwavering strength. She would tell them stories, play games with leaves and sticks, anything to distract them from their hunger and despair. She had to keep their spirits up, because she knew that giving up meant surrendering to the jungle. The world watched, captivated, and praying. After weeks with no definitive sighting, many began to fear the worst. How could for children, one just an infant, survive for so long in such a hostile environment? But the indigenous trackers on the ground refused to lose faith. They understood the forest's secrets. They followed tracks invisible to the untrained eye, reading the story of the children's journey in broken twigs and disturbed soil. They believed in Leslie's ancestral knowledge. They believed in the resilience of the children of the jungle. Then, on day 40, June 9th, a miracle. A search team, deep in a part of the jungle previously unexplored, heard a faint cry. It was the baby. They followed the sound, their hearts pounding. And there they were, huddled together, gaunt, covered in insect bites, but alive. The 4 siblings were found, 5 kilometers from the crash site. The moment of their discovery was pure, unadulterated relief. The soldiers couldn't believe their eyes. One of the rescuers, a member of an indigenous guard, later said. The eldest daughter, Leslie, with the little one in her arms, ran towards me. Leslie said, "I'm hungry." The children were airlifted to a military hospital in Bogota. The images that emerged showed them emaciated but conscious. Doctors were astounded by their condition. They were dehydrated and malnourished, but they had no life-threatening injuries. They had survived. The story of the Mukatai children is more than just a survival tale. It is a testament to the incredible strength of the human spirit and the profound importance of indigenous knowledge. In a world that often dismisses ancient wisdom, a 13-year-old girl proved that these traditions are not relics of the past, but vital tools for life. Leslie Mukati didn't just keep her siblings alive. She carried the legacy of her ancestors, using it to perform a miracle in the jungle. Her courage reminds us that even in the deepest darkness, hope, resilience, and the love of family can light the way home. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as inspiring as we did, please like this video and subscribe for more incredible true stories.